What's the Not Your Finest Hour podcast? What is that all? I mean, I've heard stories.
Not Our Finest Hour podcast. One I'll have to check out one of these days when I get a minute to listen to it. I've been told it's not for everyone. I don't know. It's just the general reviews I hear on it, but it has been getting really good reviews.
And I've never personally listened to it, but I have heard it's not for everyone.
I listened to the Not Our Finest Hour podcast. Just great podcast. I've really enjoyed that.
I'm not endorsing anything. From what I said, from what Caleb told me, he said don't endorse anything unless you listen to it first.
I do once in a while listen in, and it's a lot of fun. But I do got to be careful. It is not for everyone.
Caleb Allman is always dropping notes that it's one of the most value-added shows out there.
Of course, through all the Not Our Finest Hour, you guys poking fun at so much different stuff is absolutely killer.
I don't feel any oppression tonight. In fact, I feel very free. The Not Our Finest Hour podcast. Thanks for being here.
Welcome to the beginning of the podcast. What's happened? Not from the hot tub live, Chad?
No, I'm out of the hot tub and into the hot seat. No.
Out of the hot tub into the hot seat.
Yeah. No, it was a good little soak. I like being in the hot tub and looking at all my shit in the yard just rotting there. Like the loaders, the trucks. I can see it all from my hot tub in the back. It's great. People said you would hate living at the yard. There's always going to be something going on, and I love living at the yard.
To be fair, you haven't lived there very long.
Correct. But the year that I've been here has been my favorite year so far.
You haven't lived there for a year.
The couple months that I've been here. Actually, we started to build up my house.
Okay, but starting a build of a house is not living in a house.
I worked so much, I felt like I've lived here all along.
I'm not saying you won't love it. I'm saying that you're in the newlywed phase.
Yeah, you could be right. I could hate it. And by then, hopefully I'll have enough money to buy myself a cottage and never have to come to work. Maybe I'll spend all my time at mastermind events and I'll never have to run my business from the city I'm in. Is that what we're getting at here?
I don't know. Mastermind events look fun.
Yeah. Imagine what I could learn.
They got mind food there. Mind food.
I wonder what kind of food
they got. Real food, and when you're done with the real food, you jump on the mind food.
So
I couldn't even make that up. That came live from one of the events.
Mind blown.
The food was good, but now we're into the mind food. I think that, someone could listen and say that we're haters and we're just hating on things. And I think that could be true. I think there's some truth to that.
Too.
Well, I think but I also think that realistically, if you break it down, do I hate mastermind events? Absolutely. Do I think they're a waste of money and time when you could be working at your business, making actual money? I think that's true. Would I pay to attend a mastermind event? I'd rather go bankrupt. Because if I paid to attend a mastermind event, then whatever that costs, 3, 5, 10,000, I'd just go bankrupt that much faster. At least I got to keep the money before attending the mastermind. But if you say I'm a hater and that, I'm going to do me and I'm going to go to masterminds and I'm going to fucking go to a city I don't live in to run my company, like Chad says, hey, you're probably right. I'm a fucking hater. That's okay. But I think we can all agree that if you need to wear a hat, a toque, or a shirt that says leader of leaders on it, you're not a leader of Jack Fuck.
I think you said in the past, PK, if you call yourself something long enough, then it sticks. Sort of like Paver King.
I have. That's true. I guess if you call yourself, but do Do you think that a leader of leaders tells people they're a leader of leaders? Or do you think people just fucking know? I don't know. What's your gut? Maybe I'm wrong. And you like, what's your guys' opinion? Do you think that? I know you're also trying to hustle and sell T-shirts for $60 a shirt. So there's that as well. You got to respect that hustle. A leader of a leader also brags about being a leader of a leader and also tries to hustle T-shirts on the side.
To be fair, all ours just say take massive action.
How
they
much
do
would
have
you
our
pay
logo
for,
on the back.
How much would you pay for a leader of leaders shirt, Mike?
If I was forced to, I would go print one off myself and save a little bit of money.
How much would
That's
that
if
cost?
I was forced to. If I wasn't forced to, I wouldn't.
How much would that cost?
The print maybe like $20.
See, you're saying the $60 is, you think, excessive.
I would say, yeah, $60 for a T-shirt is.
You got to understand, these were advertised as limited edition.
I mean, if they're, I'm a sucker for something that's limited edition, so I don't know.
Well, you have all those shards.
Yeah. If it was numbered, I might have to hop on it. I might feel.
What if it was signed
by who?
The leader of leaders.
Oh, Barkley.
By who? No, it's signed by the leader of leaders. Do you think that he's wearing that shirt to tell other people he's a leader of leaders, or to remind himself he's a leader of leaders?
That's a good point. Sometimes I
think it's a fair point. Like, is he selling those shirts so that when I wake up in the morning and I pull on my limited edition leader of leaders shirt, that I look at myself in the mirror and it's like self-affirmation every day? Mike Pennington, am a leader of leaders.
Have you told yourself that in the past?
No.
What do you tell yourself every morning when you get up?
I'll
tell you right now, I don't call myself a fucking leader of leaders when I get up.
What do you tell yourself?
I say, fuck, here we go again. Let's go.
I usually wake up if I'm having that kind of train of thought, in a constant wave of disappointment in myself every day. Disappointment is what drives me forward. Self-hatred. Being a leader of leaders seems complex.
Pessimist of pessimists.
So this is where I am. We had a couple guys on a job site up north. And they had to pick up soil here and there to do some prepping for sod. So they were using the dump trailer. And there was one day they used it quite a bit, and the battery's the original one, I think. So the battery died. So the foreman got the buggy, which has the smallest battery of anything we own, and promptly used that to boost the dump trailer, which then destroyed the battery of the buggy and the battery of the dump trailer. So there's a couple of solutions that I might have gone with. One would be the dump trailer actually has a physical like plug where you can plug a wall plug in and it charges the battery overnight. So I might have considered doing that. It has a trickle charger if you leave it hooked up to the truck. So I might have considered doing that. Or if the battery was garbage, I probably would have gone and bought a new battery and just put a new battery in it, which is most likely the decision I would have made because I've been frustrated and pissed off by that point. So I said, fuck it, just buy a new battery. At no point would it have crossed my mind personally to select the smallest battery we have and start using it to dump the dump trailer. But when all this happened and we ended up buying 2 batteries, one for the dump trailer and one for the buggy, I wasn't upset because I was actually happy because although I disagreed with the decision, a decision was made.
He was the leader of leaders.
Well, I'm the leader of leaders. He's the leader below me.
But if he had a shirt,
if he had a shirt, he might have just plugged it into the fucking wall and charged the battery.
We did the same thing. Well, no. So I get in the dump truck today, the tandem. Dead. Boost it with my truck, and then take off to the job site. Get a call on the way. Oh, we need you to explain some flowable fill to us behind one of your walls. I said, great, it's near my job. I'll just swing by with the dump truck. Get there, put it in park, hit the air brake, get out, leave the truck still running, because if I turn it off, it's going to die again. I won't be able to get it going. While I'm explaining the flowable fill situation, my dog turns the truck off somehow, and I'm stranded. I had to call the guys. Guys, bring the booster cables from the shop, boost the truck so I could go onto the job site. They show up with the client's booster cables, which are like fucking strands of spaghetti. They're not big dump truck booster cables. They're like lucky if they get your Kia Soul running, these things. And they are completely useless. Send them back to the shop, get the big cables, fires up in a second, and away we go. But they definitely were not wearing their leader of leader shirts whenever they took the spaghetti cables to boost the big dump truck.
Do you think if you had attended a mastermind and put better processes in place for your business, that this wouldn't have happened to you?
I think instead of spending my time going 6 or 8 hours away to attend one of these things, I'll figure it out on my own and put those policies in place as they happen, as they're required. So we make the mistake one time and then it's ours to keep, right? And I think it's more impactful that way whenever you make your own mistakes as opposed to reading someone else's. If that's what the whole mastermind thing is about, I don't know. Could it not just be a fucking pissing contest?
I was reading the agenda today.
Oh. Yeah, what's that all about?
I don't remember at all.
There was an agenda?
Yeah. There's an agenda to go to.
Maybe we should do a mastermind dump. It's what?
It's $160.
The mastermind only cost $160?
Yeah. Now you want to go?
What?
Plus the ride.
Well, I don't want to go to a mastermind that only costs $160. How fucking good can that be?
Was it better when you thought it was like 10,000?
I don't want some fucking low end mastermind. What are we going to that's not even the Walmart of masterminds. $160 is the giant tiger of masterminds.
You can go to Disney World for less than that.
What the? You're serious? This mastermind is $160?
Yeah, if you use a promo code.
What if you don't use a promo code? Is it 12 grand?
200.
$200.
Yep. US. So that's like 10,000
800 Canadian.
10 grand Canadian.
$160.
Does that change your mind?
It makes me think that it's a bigger waste of time than I thought.
If you had nothing going on that day and it was a 10-minute drive from you, would you go?
No.
I'd rather walk my dog.
I'd rather bash myself in the head, like punch myself in the face. Well, I don't know. when I thought these things were 5 to 10,000, I thought there was probably some insightful, valuable information potentially. But if you're doing it for $160, that has got to be a fucking total waste of time. $160.
So it's still put on by a software company. So I'm sure this is sort of a top of funnel situation.
Top of funnel.
Where they still probably break even on it. Right? So it's not like they're paying to obtain top of funnel.
But if you're, yeah, I don't know. It just seems like if you're trying to teach people, if you're teaching me how to make money and earn a lot of money, and the best you can charge is $160 to get someone to come to your thing, that doesn't seem like you're teaching me how to make money. Maybe you are, I don't.
But
and so I can tell you how many events I attended when they were asking me about it. I forgot about it twice and just went on with my day. That happened too.
And there was some financial upside for you to attend those events, possibly.
Potentially there was financial. Wow. Maybe I would have got a free Litre of Litre shirt. At $160. That's embarrassing. It has to be wrong.
No, it's right. I checked it out today. I'm on the website now.
That's a fucking embarrassment. That I have that is a fucking embarrassment. Having people fly all over the country for $160. There's no fucking way that's true.
It is. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Well, no wonder everyone can afford no wonder they're hawking the fucking Litre shirts for $60 a piece. Trying to make some money on the fucking goddamn back end.
Does that include breakfast? $160?
Yeah, I think everything's included in that. There's nothing else saying.
It includes mind food, motherfucker. Mind food.
That sounds more like a cult every time I hear
it. Well, I don't think a cult charges $160. I think a cult's like free. Doesn't they suck you in and then they get you? How much percentage of your income do you have to give to this? Isn't that what they do with Scientology? Don't you have to give like 20% of your income to Scientology if you belong to the church?
I think there's a lot of cult. There was a Jehovah's Witness guy in town. He used to be a landscaper, and he would always pull these pretty big jobs, but he never had any money. And I figured it's because he had to give so much to the church all the time.
Did he have to? I have no idea.
Yeah, Jehovah's Witness, I'm pretty sure they got to give.
I'm like the least religious person on the planet. Well, maybe not the least. I think there's someone less religious than me. Maybe. Mike is in-depthly studying this.
Yeah.
Is on the agenda how to charge more than $160 for your event? Is that one of the things that's on the fucking agenda? Oh my God. What the fuck? Oh. I guess it is the top of the funnel though, right?
Yeah.
If you can get someone to pay to jump in the top of your funnel, I guess that's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe. Still. Kind of like.
Good marketing scheme they got cooked up there.
Is it? I guess. I don't know. Mind food. I guess it's just food for your mind. Mind food. Hashtag mind blown. How many things can you put after mind? mind food, hashtag mind blown, mastermind. We could think of something else and put it in the mix.
Hmm.
Yeah.
We've got. Sorry, go ahead.
I have concluded though that I will endlessly throughout my life, no matter how many years I do this, bite off way more than I can chew. And I always think that something's going to go one way, even though I fucking know it's not going to. I've been trying to get ready for like to haul snow for like 9 weeks at least, maybe more. I don't know. I'm still scrambling around today, trying to plug in trucks and move shit around the yard and dig out the fucking box pusher to plow the yard and
Oh shit! I never did that yet. I should do that. Fuck! It's behind all these glass windows that we got for free. They're gonna be buried in snow by this time tomorrow.
I went. We Cody and I cleaned out the fucking cleaned out the barn today and got to push. So the pusher box thing is in the barn, and the barn has an opening, obviously, like a door. And so I put it onto the skid steer, and I go charging at the door. And just as I'm at the door, I'm like, I don't think this thing fits through the fucking door. I'm like, oh shit, it doesn't fit. Stop at the last second. I'm like, how did I get this in the barn? I had to like put the forks on and drag this fucking thing. I was like, oh. Anyways, and then on top of that, one of the spring clamps on one of the air-to-air lines on our axle exploded on the side of the fucking 407.
Right. Your new truck?
No, it's the 2022, the blue one, the International. It blew the fucking clamp off. Fucking COVID clamp. That truck got built during COVID, so it's fucking cheap ass COVID fucking clamp. So props to Cody because there's a big truck restoration shop at our yard. I said, go into the shop and see if there's any stupid fucking clamps because I got to drive all the way to Traction to get it. And so she found a clamp and she jumped in her Ford Edge and did a service call on the side of the 407 and got the truck running.
Nice.
Put the clamp on, clamped it down, sent it on its way.
Leader of
So
leaders.
she was a leader of leaders today. I'm gonna have the leader of leaders of the week and give it to a different employee.
Leader of the week. My guys would fight. Oh, yeah.
Leader of leaders of the month. Did you book the Christmas party?
No.
Did anyone respond to the text?
One person responded to the text. They had a bunch of questions in person. And
Like, what were the questions?
Well, which day is it going to be? Because I don't know if I can make it. And where are we going to go? And what time is it going to be at? And is this person going? And you guys are making this real complicated.
So then you decided, then fuck this Christmas party, I'm going back to normal?
Yeah, I don't know. And then I asked a bunch of guys if they wanted to go to Sheep's Head, which is the most expensive restaurant in town, which is fine. I don't mind paying as long as they're going to eat well. And it's not really a place where you would get in a fight. She said, like, it's too nice.
Don't you guys have a Chuck's Roadhouse?
No, never even heard of a Chuck's Roadhouse.
Oh. Home of the $7.99 ribeye?
No, $7.99 ribeye?
Yeah.
It's the best
Now,
cut.
if you go by the mastermind being $160, you know the $7.99 ribeye is where it's fucking at.
Yeah.
It's like a newer version of Ponderosa.
Ponderosa, Jesus. Haven't been there since I was a kid.
So do you think this Christmas party, what do you think on a percentage scale, what's the percentage the party happens?
50-50 right now. I could go either way. And apparently the guys could too, and they don't give a shit. Some of them.
Is there escargot there?
Sheep's head? Yeah, I think so.
Why is it called sheep's head? That's not that appealing a name.
I don't know. That's the name. I didn't make it up.
Do they have mutton chops there?
Potentially they could be a special. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's an everyday thing.
Is it like a sit down dine in restaurant?
Yeah, it's not big though, like it's intimate. There's probably 12
That
tables.
sounds like where you want to take landscapers somewhere intimate.
Well, yeah, but I figure if you put enough of them in there, they make up the majority of the people in there that they'll do the ruling, right?
Do you think that the average meal is going to cost you more than $160?
No. I think the average meal will probably be $120 per person.
Don't you think you should make reservations soon?
Yeah. But we could also do this on a Tuesday. I don't know how busy this place is on a Tuesday.
This
Like there's
time of year?
nothing, yeah, there's nothing saying we have to have a Friday or Saturday Christmas party. Actually, I'd prefer if we didn't. Those are valuable hours that I don't want
Are
to
you going to
spend.
have them back to the hot tub afterwards?
No, no, a worker will not.
What's the hot tub sitting on?
Um, Pavers, do you want the specific brand and the color?
Well, I didn't know you did a patio at your house. There's been no stories about it.
I didn't. The workers did a pad of Blue 60, smooth in beige cream with resin jointing compound.
Resin sand.
Yeah.
So that way the hot tub the
Yeah.
water will just permeate.
Yeah. Yeah. I turned on the hot tub last week and it had airlock. You familiar with
Mm,
airlock? Like
yeah.
two of the jets weren't working. Well, two of the seats weren't working. And I'm Googling it. What the fuck? What's going on here? I just spent all this money on this hot tub and it's not pumping air or water. Um, I took off all the goddamn covers and this thing's insulated better than my house. So I'm fiddling around in there trying to find what pump's not pumping and getting the channel locks in there. And it's like, you got to be like Chinese little, get your hands in there. Like it should come with like a little person or something. Like, I don't know how a full grown man is supposed to do this sort of thing. But this is also why I could never be a mechanic because everything's so tiny and crammed in together. Then I would get frustrated easily. So anyway, I fixed the airlock.
Did you fix the airlock?
Yeah, I got a pump in. But I didn't know it was working. So I'm still working under there, cracking the lines, and my wife's yelling at me. She's like, "It's working, it's working." I'm like, "What?" And the fucking pumps are going off. And she's like, "It's working, it's working." Like, I can't fucking hear a thing you're saying. So anyway,
Have you ever had a hot tub before?
no, it's the first one.
Enjoy the next 6 to 8 weeks. Because
Yeah,
after that, you'll never use it.
yeah, that's fine. But it's
No, I don't think it's bad. I think the 6 to 8 weeks you get out of a hot tub when you first buy it is amazing.
yeah, yeah,
It's the 5 to 6 years after that where it turns green and no one ever goes in it, and that's not as much fun. So the first 6 to 8 weeks, I've had two hot tubs. I've had a hot tub twice.
but it's something you have to experience for yourself.
It
And
is.
find that out
Oh
on-
yes, no,
There's not a
100%. Yeah.
mastermind that you can go to that says don't buy a hot tub because you won't listen. You're gonna figure it out on your own.
If you had said
Sell your
something,
hot tub.
if you had said something to me about buying a hot tub, I'd say go for it.
Yeah.
Anyone that talks to me about buying a hot tub, I tell them to go for it. So I had a hot tub with Paisley's mom, and I enjoyed 6 to 8 weeks in that hot tub. And then when I moved in with Kelly, she wanted a hot tub, and I knew the scenario, and I knew what would happen, but I said nothing because I let her enjoy her 6 to 8 weeks with the hot tub. Because that's the
Okay.
kind of person I am. That's why I would never deter someone from buying a hot tub. I think that you're right, everyone needs to buy a hot tub, enjoy it for 6 to 8 weeks, and then deal with the fact that the water's hard to take care of and it's a total bitch. But there are exceptions to the rule, Chad. There are people who were born to hot tub
Mm-hmm.
and they never stop. It's like 4% of the population. So you could be and I think everyone should experiment to see if they are that 4% of the population.
Yeah.
Do you think where do you think you are right now? You're in the 4% or the 96% that gives up on it after 8 weeks?
Oh, I'm in the 96%, but I'm also going to stretch it and I'm going to be stubborn about it and I'm going to continue going on in the thing just because I know I spent $15,000 and this thing needs to get used.
Do you think that hot tubs are the fastest depreciating item on the planet?
Oh yeah. There's not much that.
And this is someone who's invested in too, so don't.
I don't take offense to this at all. I know what I'm in. Like, I'm not too naive to think that I made the fucking greatest business decision here. I'm enjoying it.
Would you rather invest in a hot tub or invest in flying across the country to run your business from some other state or province?
I think I made the better business decision by sitting in my hot tub looking at my shit instead of flying around. But I say that these masterminds could be incredible. But I'll take my chances here in the hot tub.
You're gonna roll the dice. It could be the greatest thing ever, but I'll roll the fucking dice.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I'm thinking about this. Like, so we've been in business 6 years. This is our 6th season, I think. Maybe 6 years. And I think we've done okay. I think we're doing all right. We we own most of our stuff, which is probably not what they teach you at the mastermind. But anyways, I think we're doing okay. We have a good customer base. We obviously had some tough times, some tough years, but we built it back. I think we're making better. I don't think we made horrible decisions. I think they're always calculated, but they didn't pan out necessarily. Anyways, I was thinking to myself, if I was someone who welcomed other people's ideas and spent, as Chad points out, a lot of time in other cities where my business is not, would my business be further ahead than it is now?
I don't know. I have that same problem. Like, I don't take a lot of other people's ideas. Like, I have to make the mistakes myself.
Well, but do you think that also by not taking other people's ideas, there's opportunities you've created that you wouldn't have created if you were using their ideas? I think that's true.
I don't listen. Like, whenever your parents sat you down, they're like, fucking listen. And you just went off the walls, you're bouncing around still, you didn't listen. I'm not good at listening. So maybe I'm missing things by not listening.
I think I just don't care, and I'm just going to do whatever I want to do anyways. And if it goes bad, which lots of things that I've done, I think we're all aware have gone poorly, I'm not scared to dig myself out of the hole and just work hard.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that one of the things that taints me is that every time I see something like a mastermind or a guru, or it all seems like get rich quick scams. And it might not be true. It's just the impression of big meetings with lots of people, mastermind this, mastermind that. It just seems like it's all some big top of funnel scam. Maybe it's not, but that's just the outward impression I get from it. And there might be people who see it as a different way when they see it all. But when I see it all, it just seems like a top of funnel scam.
Whenever someone comes to you on Instagram or YouTube or whatever it is with the question, what's your first reaction? Is it to help the person or to tell them to sign up for your course?
Who, me?
Anybody.
Oh, right? If anyone messages me anything, I give them my honest opinion on whatever they ask.
Yeah. But at what point does that information become too valuable to where you have to put it behind a mastermind course?
For me, never.
Me either. Well, I say that now. My outlook could completely change in 20 years if I'm hurting for money or something, like, I don't know. If I decide I need to be a consultant for something or whatever, right? But that mindset is a whole other beast.
But, charging for your knowledge, that's all they're doing at universities.
Yeah.
Like CMG.
I'm not
CMG
saying it's wrong at all. I'm not saying legitimate universities are wrong in charging for it. But
I don't think any of it's, if your customers are satisfied, I don't think any of it's wrong. But on the flip side, if all you're charging is $160, it's not that hard to have satisfied customers.
Yeah.
At $160, someone gives you one piece of advice, you probably could regain your $160.
Yeah. Why don't you put it to the test?
I'm good.
What if we GoFunded you a ticket?
Oh my God. GoFund. All of this is a bunch of people repackaging one simple statement over and over and over and over again, and then repackaging it and then tearing it apart and repackaging it. And all it is the same statement. And if you can break it down to one statement, no matter what gets said. Charge more than it cost you.
And how much did you charge for that statement?
Well, we don't charge anything here, so.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of simple rules. Charge more than it costs you. No one calls you for shit you don't have. So if you're going to buy something and you're like, oh, no one calls me for a 20-ton excavator. Chad's 20-ton excavator is an absolute perfect example of people don't call you for shit you don't have. You bought it. You had no work. You were, nervous about buying it, saying, I don't know if I should buy this. The advice I gave you was people don't call you for shit you don't have. I think if we went back in history, I think I might have said that to you.
Yep.
If not, I'm taking credit for it today anyways. And now that machine has worked a lot of hours for you this season.
That machine has been gone more than it's been home. And likely paid for itself this year.
But but when you were buying it, you were like, I don't know if I'm going to have any work for this, but I need to get rid of this money anyway so the tax people don't take it, so I'll buy it.
Yeah.
But now it's a whole new fucking world because people don't call you for shit you don't have.
A hell of a world.
There's no bad job. There's only a bad price.
These are all names of modules in PK's coming up course.
Oh, fuck yeah. That's true too. These are simple things. You look at a job, it looks like shit, price it high.
But I think that would help people out. And then that's why we have this podcast, I guess.
What?
I mean, everything that you just said there. I think somebody just starting out, even though it's basic and common sense to you, I think that common sense isn't common.
There's some value here
Yeah.
somewhere.
Oh, God.
You have to sift through all the bullshit. Not as concise as maybe a mastermind.
It only took 45 minutes.
Not as concise as maybe a master. There's no fucking agenda here.
If you can sift through all the talk about hot tubs,
Yeah.
you might
Yeah.
find something worth taking home. The one thing though that I cannot get behind is that the shovel, you can't shovel your way out of a bad price. That's your famous PK thing.
Yeah.
I think
it's true.
and I try every day. See, I can't listen, or I try and do the opposite of some of this shit. I have had 1,000 bad prices and somehow turned them around because I'm still here. There's more shit that I can throw at it.
Okay, but you can't shovel your way out of a bad price. So but you could shovel your way that it cost you less than you charged, but that still could be bad price. Doing a whole job and making $1, I will say you shoveled your way out of a bad price, but it was still a bad price.
Yeah, but by the time you're done most of your jobs, isn't it a bad price? Oh, wish I would have made a little bit more on that.
Every contractual job, you're just losing money from day one.
Yeah, so they're all bad prices.
Every single any contract you take, and people don't look at it this way. They're always like, "Oh, here's the cost, here's the profit, here's the bullshit." No, every time you sign a contract, from that minute, you're losing money. Every day.
Even just thinking about it, you're losing money. You haven't even put a shovel in the ground.
Cost of fuel could go up. You just lost money.
Yeah.
Because you're only ever taking away, you're not adding. So you start with $10,000. You should aim to keep $10,000. Not aim to keep 10% at the end. I've had jobs where we charged $10,000 and kept all $10,000. Maybe it was 7,000. I don't know, it was a lot. It was fucking crazy, but whatever. It involves someone getting fired and a year change. I don't ever told this story on here. You guys ever heard this story?
No.
I don't know.
No. Oh, we used to do a lot of work for a college in Durham. And one time this dude that was the construction manager asked us to, this is like 10 or 15 years ago, asked us to do a bunch of weeping tile through this whole field. And
Oh yeah.
he awarded the contract. Sorry?
Yeah. I remember this one now.
Oh, you have heard. Okay, I've told the story, then I won't tell it again.
Okay, no, continue. We have new listeners from this is a old story.
So the guy awarded the contract in November, I said, it's too wet. We can't do it. We got to do it in the spring. He said, yep, no problem. I'll pay you now, but we know that we have to do it in the spring because I need it to be part of my fall budget. And I said, sure, okay. And then he paid us. And then on like January 3rd got fired. So then when the new person came in, they just assumed that we had done all the weeping tile under the ground and never called us. Because you can't see any of the work anyways. Like, it's not like there was like 100 square feet of interlock or a tree missing. The new person came and looked at the field and went, fuck yeah, that's draining great. And then never called us. Which sucked because we also lost the client, but it was good because we got the money. So that's why I say, as soon as you sign a contract, your aim should be to keep all the money. Not 10%. The whole, let's try to keep 10% of the money, that's crap. try to keep it all. Why do you want to give away one dime of the fucking money? Keep all the fucking money. Now, obviously, that's not that achievable. But if you make the decision, like, I think you need to build the job properly, follow all the, like, do all that stuff. I don't think you should be scamming people by using, regular sand instead of poly sand to try and pocket $100. But I think you should still set a goal of trying to keep all the money.
I told someone yesterday to use regular sand on the bottom instead of. So I'm up in Ottawa trying to finish this job. I have never been babysat so much in my goddamn life. Like every day, the GC's calling. Are you going up today? Are you working here today? The city's asking if you're coming today. It's nonstop, right? Like annoying as shit. I get a deficiency list with pictures and stuff. We haven't even been gone 20 minutes. Like just unreal. So one of the jobs was to replace this wood wall. It's like a 4x4 wall, right? And at the start of the job, the GCs don't give a shit, right? Like they're ready to get going. They're ready to dig their holes and all this stuff. So they're just taking the chainsaws and ripping apart this wall. Like straight cut down, 5 courses of wood, take the backhoe back in and rip the wall up, They're not worried about how it's going back in. When I get there, I'm like, where's the wood? They're like, oh, we threw it out. Okay, well, go buy new wood then, because somehow I have to put this wall back together. And the lady comes up. Well, I've told you about this lady, I think last week or something. She's one with the neighbor who's fucking nut bar.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, she's very concerned about her wood wall. She's like, there used to be a piece that went across this way, and I'll see if I can find pictures. And she's digging in her house, wants to come up with a fucking Polaroid or something. She's like, just imagine there's a piece that goes sideways, but they did something with it was half rotten anyway. Don't worry about it. Okay, not gonna worry about it. We get the wood. I start cobbling this thing back together. And she's like, oh, I really wish it would extend further out towards the sidewalk. And she's like, can you do that? I said, yeah, whatever. And yesterday was the last day that we were there after finishing off the wood wall, buying 8 more 4x4s or whatever. And she's like, oh, we have some brick. And she's hobbling this brick out of her backyard to put in front of the wall and stuff like that. She's like, and I have a bag of polymetric sand. And she comes out with it in like I don't know, like a planter pot that someone gave her. And it's like it was left over from a job someone did fucking X number of years ago, right? And
do you tell her that poly sand's old, it doesn't work?
Well, I don't give a shit if it works because I told her to put regular sand on the bottom. So what does it matter? I'm like, yeah. She's like, do you think there's gonna be enough here? And no, there's not. I said, oh, I'll just throw some regular sand in the bottom there. She's like, you can do that? I said, done it a million times before. And
it always worked in the past.
Like, how much does this extra work cost? And I said, just pay me for the materials because there's no way I'm ever coming back to warranty anything here. Like, I don't even want you to know. You won't even know the name of my company by the time I'm gone. You'll see NDL on the side of the trucks, Google it, and it'll be nowhere to be found. Nothing. Like,
Google me, there's nothing to be found
with this at all. Nice lady, but I can't stand you. Never want to see you again. Not my problem. So, anyway, enjoy your regular sand beneath your poly sand.
Enjoy your weeds, bitch.
In December, what?
Enjoy your weeds, bitch.
Yeah.
Speaking of poly sand, our condo driveway got done last year, and within a month it was already failing with pavers. And so they came back this year because they have to re-sweep in some poly sand. So they just touched up some areas. So I came home yesterday and they were sweeping poly in the snow.
Nice.
While it was snowing. I was like, yeah, that's gonna fail soon too.
more than likely that's not going to pass either.
Yeah.
Like I spent all day today with 2 tiger torches drawing a patio so they could sand it. So we'll see. And then they called me at 3 o'clock and said, the client's hose is frozen. Can you bring us one that's thawed out? Yeah, great. See how this is gonna go. But we've only got 2 jobs left. 3 jobs left.
I'm done.
That must be a nice feeling.
Feels it's right back into work anyway, so
Yeah.
it doesn't
keep
feel
fucking
the same.
I keep thinking we're going to be done, and then more stuff happens, and I keep thinking we're going to be done, and then more stuff happens. Now I wish we were done, but we're not going to be done, and that's going to lead to, if it snows a lot tomorrow, that's going to lead to some people working during the day and some people working at night.
Mm.
And then that will just lead to me just working 24 hours a day.
Yep.
Which is a regrettable bunch of decisions on my part.
And there's no solution to that.
If I had a leader who was teaching me to be a leader, there might be a solution. I don't know. If the three of us break it down, we have some jobs we're trying to finish. It's December. I guess that the only solution to this problem would be to shut it down November 15th. Or whenever you believe it won't snow. That would be the solution. That would be the solution to the problem. 100%, I guess. But in the real world, where GCs forget shit and stuff comes up and they're like, you got to do this, you got to do that. And to Chad's point, you're trying to invoice as far into the season as you can.
Yeah.
And then we have like this stupid job where we're going to go build these 2 planters around these 2 pillars at this building in downtown Toronto where we did the rooftop patio thing. And when Jack asked me about it, I said, I don't want to do that. It seems stupid. Plus, these are the people that fucked us around for 8 months to get our hold back. So price it so high that I don't care whether or not we get the hold back.
And you got it.
Because what?
And you got it?
Oh yeah, we got the job. So now I can't complain about it because under my theory,
you're still going to go after the hold back.
Oh yeah, but because the job is under 10 grand, which is ridiculous for what we're doing, the holdback money is going to be like $875. How many emails do you want to send for $875? So that's why I said just charge so much that it doesn't matter, and we'll send an invoice for the holdback. The other thing is I don't know what they're fucking holding back because they're supplying the planters, they're supplying everything. We're just there to put them together. Like, why are you holding back my money on the labor? Fuck off. There's no warranty. I'm not warrantying the planter that you bought that I don't even know where it fucking came from. So why are you holding the whole holdback thing is a fucking joke.
But that's industry norm, right? Like just because they can.
It's the same as industry norm to not pay you for 200 days. It's the same shit. It's all industry norm.
That is an industry norm. Not to pay you
I
for
agree.
200 days.
Yes.
Fuck, we're in it.
You're in the 200 days?
We're in the 200 days for some stuff. We are owed a lot of money. A whole lot of money.
What do you think the chances are of you getting any large checks before Christmas?
I'd say we get maybe $200,000 before Christmas of 1.2 that we're owed. So we'll be carrying 1 million into the new year.
How many of these people do you think will use the postal strike as the excuse for the reason why you can't get paid?
Um, Enough. No, they're mostly the big GCs. I will drive and pick up a check
So
if I
that's
need.
it. Some people tried to pull that shit with Kelly and she just drove.
Yeah. Say you keep the check right where it is. I'll come pick it up. Don't you worry about Canada Post. I'll save you the dollar shipping. So I don't know.
Canada
We'll
Post.
get some money, but so Canada Post is striking right beside the Amazon warehouse that the guys finished. So we literally drive by them like 20 times a day. The the morale has gotten progressively worse over the last 3 weeks. And
Oh,
fewer
at the
people
Canada
are standing
Post?
on the picket line. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So starve them out.
Speaking about getting paid, we got a little announcement here, guys. H&A reached out to me, let me know that we made a little bit of money.
Oh no.
Oh my God.
Tell the CRA.
Do we publicize this?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. How many think signups did we got?
Well, I didn't even use our code, so
Yeah.
I forgot. I was trying to get a ticket the night before.
I used our code. PK, did you use our code?
Yeah, for the thing I didn't go to, I absolutely used it.
Do you guys want to take a guess or do you want me to just say it?
I'm gonna guess four.
Four.
$4?
No, four
No,
people
four
signed up.
people.
Oh,
$20 per sign up.
we get $20 per sign up?
Yeah.
Really?
$20.
Yeah, yeah.
Man, I would have put way more effort into that.
US dollars.
Is it close as you can get without going over?
Sure.
5.
No, no, it's close. No, we can't do that again. We tried that already. That failed.
3 people.
Three, you go under.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, you said, what do I have to lose?
Did you use the code, Mike?
I use the code. PK,
So
you
there's
use the
one.
code, right?
And one more
I
person?
didn't use the code.
Oh, I thought you got a ticket. Oh, okay. So I was the
I
only
never
one
got
that
a
used the
ticket.
code. Wow, that's even better.
Oh yeah.
So we got 7 people from the
Holy
VIP
shit.
NOFH. So that was
American
six
dollars?
others. Yeah, so it's 140 US dollars.
Wow, we could almost get a ticket to a mastermind event.
We were so close.
So let's be able to go to a mastermind.
We were one away.
We were really close to getting a mastermind.
Or we could buy 2 shirts.
Oh, yeah, and still have leftover money.
Yeah, still have leftovers. What's the better use of the money? Investing it in a stock or investing it in mastermind? In
I think we
yourself?
should buy Bitcoin
Investing
with
in
the
yourself.
$140.
I think we
That is a
might
great
be a bit
idea.
late on
My
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin is way up.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, we could take a vacation on this Bitcoin money. I'm up 40% on my crypto.
You're crushing it.
Yeah.
You didn't buy when it went down again?
When it went down, I bought it 2 years ago when it was high. Or no, I bought it COVID whenever it was doing good. I'm like, yeah, this is great. And then I sat on my losses for 2 years or 3 years or whatever it was. And now I'm riding back up 40%.
In 3 years, you want to buy more.
In 3 years?
Yeah, that's when the next halving event is. And every time there's a halving event, by the end of the year, it skyrockets like it
So I let it
does.
ride now and wait 2.5 years to buy more?
This is not financial advice, but what I've done for the past two halving events is exactly what I said, and it's for every basically you can chart it back to every halving event, which is usually every 4 years, and that's what happens.
So why is it doing so well right now?
Just because of the halving, basically.
Why it halved recently?
So every after you they hit like a certain target of Bitcoin's mined, the reward for mining halves. So there's a little bit of a market adjustment for the cost benefit analysis of actually mining Bitcoin at that point, because this once it halves, the reward isn't worth it for a lot of miners. So a lot of them either back out and mine other coins, and then it takes a little bit of time for it to adjust, and then for people to spike up the demand on it, basically.
I don't put in more than I can afford to lose.
Yeah,
Because
that makes sense with Bitcoin.
I, this is just funny money. It's not real
Yeah.
to me right now. What happens when you take it out? Do you get taxed on it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the government wants part. They don't want to endorse Bitcoin, but they want to take your profits on it.
Oh yeah, they do.
Fuck me running.
And I don't think you can. Oh no, there's ETFs now, but for the longest time, and that's another reason why it went up. But for the longest time, you couldn't hold it in a tax-free savings account. So no matter what, you would be taxed on it.
The government sent me a paper that said I had over contributed to my TFSA and I had to take some out.
Ooh.
Right. So we did that. We had to take some out and put it somewhere else. Hey, you over contributed by this amount of money. Okay, great. Take it out or you're gonna get penalized.
Hmm.
So
So we did it tell you what 7 people?
No, it doesn't say. They sent
Hmm.
me email saying, "Thank you for your help promoting. The show has been a resounding success. Thanks to you guys talking on the show, encourage others in the industry. Your efforts generated 9 registrations, 2 of which were from the VIP HTH uh, promo code, and 7 of which were from the VIP NOFH code."
Sick.
oh, I just got my oh no, I lost it.